Pepsi on their commercial for it, at the end of it, showed a Harrier jet from like True Lies, right? The the military jet, and said you could get that for 7 million points. Happy Fri-Yay. That's right. It's a wonderful day in our neighborhood. And we're about to talk about something awesome. And before that, I want you to know we appreciate each and every one of you being here, the new subscribers, old subscribers, all of you. You're fantastic. We love you. In the description box down below are things we use here every day. We've vetted them, we've tested them, we love them. Coupon code save you some of your money. Be sure to check that out if you don't mind. Thanks so much. Lets us know you care. All right. So, have you heard of Pepsi? Coke? Well, cola brands. Let me tell you something. The heyday of the cola wars in the 90s was civil war, my friends. I lived through it, and I remember the shenanigans. Coke had a thing where you pop the top and money might pop up out of the can instead of having your nice, delicious, frosty beverage, right? And Pepsi had points. Marlboro cigarettes had points. Like you could get all sorts of cool swag. And then Pepsi made a mistake. And we're going to talk about it. Here we go. You ready? Pepsi, Where's My Jet? TV miniseries 2022, TV mature, 40 minutes. There's 4 episodes at 40 minutes each. So there you go. It's TV mature because it has quite a bit of language in it. So there's that. This is on Netflix. When a 20-year-old attempts to win a fighter jet in a Pepsi sweepstakes, he sets the stage for a David versus Goliath court battle for the history books. That's correct. His name, my friends, was John Leonard, and his buddy Todd Hoffman. This also has other people in it. I'm not going to name them because they're ad execs and Pepsi execs, and in this documentary, they're jerks. Let's talk about it. So here's how it works. Advertising agencies try to come up with their clients some fantastic commercial that's going to make you want to be a part of what they're showing you. And Pepsi decided when they made the points system and program, they decided to do a commercial involving a kid, like a school-age kid who, he gets ready for school. He puts his glasses on, and it says at the bottom how much how many points those glasses are, right? Put this jacket on, and it shows how many points that jacket is, etc. As he's getting ready for school, he walks out the door, and then it shows the school, and he lands a Harrier jet at school and gets out of it. And at the end of the commercial, it says Harrier jet, 7 million Pepsi points. Period. All right? And the commercial ends. Now, do you see what's wrong with that? First things first, you probably don't unless you're of a certain age, but there's always fine print at the bottom saying like, ha ha, just kidding, or this is a joke, etc. Because otherwise, what happened that they're talking about in this documentary is exactly what's going to happen today. So John Leonard, a 20-year-old kid, saw the commercial and did the math and figured out how much a Harrier jet is worth and how much it would cost him to buy enough Pepsi to have 7 million Pepsi points. He wanted the jet. He wasn't, there was no shenanigans. He was just a kid, and he was like, if I could get it, that's a lot cheaper, what I would spend on those Pepsis, than what a Harrier jet costs. He even went so far as to call the Pentagon and talk to them about whether it was legal to own a Harrier jet. And they said, yes, it's perfectly legal as long as it doesn't have the munitions on it, no bombs, etc. Anything in it that's top secret, that has to be taken out of it. But yes, theoretically speaking, if you could afford one, you could buy one. And they cost around $32 million, and you have to buy a minimum of 6. Right? So this is not cheap. Now, as far as the commercial goes, it's a great commercial. It was hilarious. And you might say, well, that was obviously a joke. They're not going to give away a Harrier jet. At the time, the internet was not real big. You couldn't just look at, I mean, you had to use a phone book and stuff like that, right? Like, how are you supposed to know that jet, I mean, because 7 million points at 5 points a case, I think it was. I mean, that's a lot of soda, right? Like, you would have to drink like a ton of soda. However, if you were just going to buy the sodas and stock them in a warehouse and just cut the points off of them, theoretically, if you had the money, I think it was $4.3 million would be enough money to buy that enough Pepsi for the points and have people to, cut the points off and etc. Right? So he makes a business model or a plan to do this and talks to the only person he knows that has money. And the guy's like, that's just not feasible. It's just too expensive because of all the, everything involved. So John Leonard gives up for the moment until he sees the brochure, like the order booklet that shows what you can get. No, it did not have a Harrier jet in it. But with the fine print on the bottom of it, it said as long as you have a minimum of 15 actual points. Let's say you have 15 points, but what you need is 20 points, and you don't want to drink another Pepsi, right? You can pay 10 cents a point to add up to 20. So you'd pay 50 cents, and that would finish off your points. You see where I'm going with this? So John Leonard does the math. And it would cost $700,000 to buy 7 million points minus the 15 points that he had. So Todd Hoffman, the guy he's talking to, writes him a check for the $700,000. They send it to Pepsi with the order form. They paid the shipping, etc. And send it off to Pepsi. Now here's where it gets a little twisted. Pepsi sent it back with 2 coupons for 2 cases of Pepsi saying, haha, it was a joke. This is just like, here's your check back, and here's 2 free cases of Pepsi. There you go. Now, 2 cases of Pepsi are fantastic. I happen to like Pepsi. I also like Coke, though. But if you sent Pepsi a check for that much money, expecting to get a prize that they've offered, and then they return it and say, here's a couple of cans of soda. Ha ha, okay? That started a war. All right? And that's all I'm going to tell you. That's the start, right? Do you want to know how it ends? I can tell you, but I really think you should watch it. Does he get the jet? Does he not get the jet? I mean, it goes to court. Don't look it up. Just, if you don't want to know, if you want to watch it for yourself, back out of this video right now. Because I'm about to tell you the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He does not get the jet. He gets absolutely nothing. Nothing. Because of some crazy judge in federal court in New York. Some judge that won't let it go in front of a jury. Because if it had gone from a jury, he would have gotten not only a jet, probably several $1 million in damages because they forgot to put a disclaimer on it. But when you see the shenanigans that Pepsi pulls to try to mess with this kid who just wants them to do what they said they were going to do, it's crazy time. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm starting the weekend. Starting it now, right now. I hope you watch this show. This show's great. It's fantastic. Couple hours of your time, and you're going to be on the edge of your seat, and you're going to be thoroughly surprised at the stuff Pepsi did to a 20-year-old boy who just wanted them to do what they said they were going to. That's it. All right, gotta go. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We will see you on Monday.